Hey guys, so we're taking a look at the digestive system, and in this one, we're focusing on types of digestion, and so we have 4 key stages. But before we do that, I just want to review a few of the key structures in relation to the digestive system. So of course, we have the tongue, which is used to mix and move material and help push it along. And also what happens in the mouth is we have these salivary glands, which are providing some enzymes. One of the key ones is amylase that helps start breaking down carbohydrates in our mouths. So we get these enzymes released from the salivary glands and other chemicals, and then we chew and they get mixed up with our tongue. And it turns into a structure called a bolus and gets swallowed down the esophagus. Which is simply the tube to carry it from one place to another. And so it goes into the stomach, where it's going to be mixed and turned and twisted and so forth and so on. And then it's going to leave the stomach and it's going to go out through this portion into the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum. So we're going to label our small intestine. And it's going to travel through the 3 parts of the small intestine. And this is where a lot happens in terms of really getting the benefit of the foods that we eat. Okay, and so then we will leave the small intestine and we will move into the large intestine. Okay, and it's going to travel through the different portions of the large intestine until we reach the rectum. Where we're going to store it until we're ready to expel it, and we will expel it through the anus. Now you'll notice that basically that whole pathway from the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus is one single pathway. That's why we call it the alimentary canal or the GI tract, but it's basically a tube that some places it's wider, some places it's narrower. In addition to the main pathway, we have accessory organs that are going to make some of the chemicals that will be released into this pathway. So, for example, we have the liver, which makes bile, which is then stored in the gallbladder. And will get released into the small intestine. And we also have the pancreas. We've talked about the pancreas multiple times, mostly focusing on the insulin, but the pancreas also makes a lot of other digestive enzymes, and in those, it is in fact an exocrine organ because it's sending it through a little duct into the small intestine. So those are kind of our key structures that we wanted to double check and refresh on. So now let's go back up here and let's look at what are the 4 key stages or types of digestion. So we're going to start with ingestion. Ingestion, for the most part, basically what we're saying is we're eating. We are taking this food into our bodies, putting it into this canal, this pathway. Okay? And then we have digestion. And digestion, we're going to break it into smaller parts. So you may eat a pizza, but your body can't absorb a pizza on it as a whole entity. Your cells don't know what a pizza is. We have to take it and we break it down into those 4 macromolecules, the proteins, the carbohydrates, the lipids, and the nucleic acids. And then once we've broken it down into these smaller parts, we can absorb. So absorption. We can absorb these nutrients that will be useful in the body, which can then be carried to cells to be used as building structure pieces or making certain molecules and chemicals that we need, or they can be broken down and converted to ATP to be energy that will run the functions of the body. Any materials that did not get absorbed and used will continue the travel until we reach the elimination portion, where you are going to defecate out the fecal material. You're going to poop. Okay? So what organs outside of the digestive tube, otherwise known as the accessory organs, contribute to digestion? So we said the liver, and remember the liver makes bile. And then we have the gallbladder, which stores and releases the bile. And then we also had the pancreas, which is going to make various digestive enzymes. So we'll have proteases to break down proteins. We're going to have lipases for lipids. We're going to have amylases and things like that, because amylase, remember, was in the salivary glands as well to help break down carbohydrates. So we have a variety of different enzymes that are going to help break these things down into smaller pieces. So the last step for these notes, and I'm not going to do it for you because this is something I want you to apply for, it says circle the names of the accessory organs on the diagram. So you'll go back and you will put circles on the diagram for the accessory organs. Hopefully this helps you out. See you in the next session.